Two legends, one mat, Steven Seagal versus Frank Dux. It's a question martial arts fans have whispered about for decades. What would happen if Steven Seagal and Frank Dux ever met in a real fight? Not on a movie set, not in a scripted demonstration, but in an actual test of skill. That once hypothetical question became reality one night in North Hollywood when two of the most controversial figures in martial arts history finally stepped onto the same mat. The story began with a quiet challenge, never meant to spread beyond a handful of insiders. In the close-knit Los Angeles martial arts scene, Seagal and Dux had built very different reputations. Seagal was known as a tall, stoic Aikido master, a man whose years in Japan gave him undeniable credibility. Dux, meanwhile, carried the mystique of a hidden warrior, claiming victories in secret tournaments and inspiring the cult classic Bloodsport. For years, their names sparked argument. Seagal's critics dismissed him as an arrogant movie star, while his supporters pointed to his documented training and the fact that he had run a legitimate dojo in Japan. Dux's followers believed his tales of the legendary Kumite, while skeptics dismissed them as pure fabrication. Their paths seemed destined to cross, but few ever imagined it would actually happen. That changed when both were invited to a private martial arts exhibition in the late 1990s. The event was strictly closed-door, no cameras, no press, no fans. The audience consisted only of respected instructors, stunt coordinators, and choreographers. The plan was simple: bring together martial artists from different backgrounds to exchange ideas. But once word spread that Seagal and Dux were both attending, whispers of a showdown began to circulate. Seagal arrived first. Dressed in a plain black gi, he moved with the same unhurried confidence that audiences had seen in his films. At over 6'4", his presence filled the dojo. His manner was calm, deliberate, and almost unnerving in its steadiness. He stretched quietly, rolling his shoulders, never appearing rushed. A few minutes later, Dux entered. He wore a white gi with a black belt tied neatly around his waist. Shorter and lighter, he radiated a sharp energy, bouncing lightly on his feet as if ready to spring forward at any moment. His eyes scanned the room quickly before locking onto Seagal. The two men shook hands briefly. Firm grips, no small talk, only a silent challenge hanging in the air. The referee, a respected senior instructor, stepped forward to lay down the rules. Full contact sparring, but with restrictions. No head strikes, no intent to injure. The match would continue until time ran out or one man established clear dominance. Both fighters nodded without hesitation. The room fell silent. Every spectator leaned forward. Seagal stood tall, his stance open but grounded, ready to intercept rather than attack first. Dux adopted a looser, mobile posture, weight shifting as he bounced on the balls of his feet. For several 10 seconds, they circled. Dux moved first with a probing jab. Seagal angled away calmly, keeping distance. Dux followed with a low kick towards the shin. Seagal absorbed it and checked his advance with a light palm to the chest. The room murmured. This was no movie choreography, this was real. Dux struck again, this time with speed, a jab to the body, then a hook. Seagal blocked the jab, caught the hook mid-swing, and flowed into a joint lock. The smaller man twisted free with surprising quickness, returning to stance. The spectators whispered their approval. The rhythm built. Dux feinted, darted in with strikes, then retreated. Seagal remained patient, conserving energy, always keeping the center of the mat. When Dux finally slipped inside to land the clean body shot, the crowd stirred. But Seagal countered almost instantly, redirecting his opponent into a sweeping motion that forced Dux to stumble. He rolled free before being pinned, but the message was clear: Seagal was dangerous in close quarters. The exchanges became a battle of patience versus aggression. Dux attacked in bursts, scoring with quick punches and low kicks. Seagal absorbed them with little expression, then responded with efficient counters designed to control, not overwhelm. Neither man could sustain momentum for long. Midway through, the pace intensified. Dux connected with a sweep to Seagal's leg, followed by sharp strikes to the ribs and chest. For the first time, the audience saw Seagal give ground. But the veteran responded by tightening his footwork, cutting off angles, and slowly pushing Dux back. Sweat dripped onto the mats, breathing grew heavier. Still, neither man slowed. Dux remained unpredictable, while Seagal maintained control of space. The fight was not about flash, but about willpower and discipline. Then came the decisive moment. With the clock running down, Dux launched a furious combination: low kick, jab, hook, another kick. He pressed forward, forcing Seagal toward the edge of the mat. It looked like Dux was finally breaking through. But Seagal adjusted. Instead of retreating, he stepped forward into the storm. His left hand clamped onto Dux's wrist, his right pressed against the shoulder, and with a sharp turn of his body, he redirected the momentum. In a single fluid motion, he executed a takedown. Dux hit the mat with force. Before he could recover, Seagal flowed into a pen, locking the arm and shoulder with precise leverage. Dux twisted, trying to escape, but the position was tight and controlled. The referee stepped in, declaring the bout. Seagal immediately released and extended a hand. Dux accepted. Both men stood, breathing hard, sweat dripping, eyes locked. For a moment, they exchanged only a nod, acknowledgement without ego. The audience applauded respectfully. The official result: Seagal the winner thanks to his final decisive takedown. But as the attendees filed out, the debate began. Some argued that Dux' speed and clean strikes made the fight closer than the results suggested. Others pointed to Seagal's composure, control, and ability to dictate the range as the true difference. In truth, both men had their moments. Dux proved he could push a proven martial artist to the brink, landing solid shots and showcasing speed. Seagal demonstrated that his calm, technical approach could withstand that pressure and ultimately control the outcome. The match was never filmed, never publicized, and never repeated. Yet the story spread quietly through martial arts circles, retold with small variations, but always ending the same way. Two legends, two very different paths, colliding on one mat in a contest of respect and resolve. For Seagal, it was proof that beyond Hollywood, his skills were real. For Dux, it was validation that he could hang with a man of Seagal's stature. For those few who witnessed it, it was unforgettable. A rare, genuine meeting of martial arts icons. Which two martial artists would you like to see face each other if given the chance? Let us know your dream matchup in the comments below.